Hello everyone, I'm Bennett Marcello. This is Joel A. Erickson. It is Thursday. It's the final spring practice, believe it or not, before A-Day. And Auburn, as you expect, has only had one major scrimmage this spring because of injuries. But Gus Malzahn tells us today it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, he feels like they've gotten a lot better in 11-on-11 work. He feels like they know a lot more about the team. This spring really is less about identifying starters and building a depth chart like last year, and more about just taking some strides, getting to a certain point in practice that they want to be in heading into the summer. Couple of injury notes. One big one, Carl Lawson has a knee injury. Saw him on crutches the other day. I don't think it's expected to be serious, but seeing him on crutches makes me think he's probably not going to play on A-Day.
Probably not.
Gus said we haven't decided that yet, but I would say probably not. I'll say this about the severity of the injury. If it's anything other than a severely torn ligament, it's not going to matter, because after Saturday, they don't go back to the practice field for another 4 months. Or 3 months, 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And that's generally plenty of time to recover from just about anything. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. He's hurt, and he probably won't play on A-Day, but he'll be back in August.
Yeah, this has been a very injury-filled spring.
For the defense.
We've counted 11 players have either been injured or had an off-the-field issue being Anthony
Carl
Swain.
Lawson was the 12th.
So you're exactly right. That makes 12
that.
Now with Carl Lawson. So maybe he is the 12th guy. So there you go, like Ellis Johnson
said the other day.
12 guys, and on offense, all we really know about is Jalen Denson, who continues to sit out after having knee surgery back in the season. That's expected. So offense hasn't really had any injuries, but it's been all defense. And as we mentioned in the video Tuesday, Ellis Johnson doesn't seem to be able to catch a break. Hadn't really been able to work with his depth and everything. It's been, I think if you talk to him, face to face and off the record, this has probably been a pretty disappointing spring for what he's been trying to do and accomplish this spring. What are you looking for at A-Day, Joel?
Well, it's hard, and we'll probably read too much into some of it. But like we've mentioned before, the last two offensive MVPs of A-Day were Kyle Frazier and Cameron Artis-Payne, who had varying levels of success in the fall. But I think more than anything, I'll be watching for the new guys, Tequil Williams. I'm really interested in Derek Moncrief, mainly because I love safeties. I like linebackers and safeties, my favorite positions. The other thing is the passing game in general, just see how much they push it down the field. And it'll be interesting to see. I think maybe the most interesting thing, really, this might be, when it comes right down to it, this might be the most interesting thing, which guys don't play a lot. Because the guys that don't play a lot are the guys they feel really good about.
I have a feeling one of them is going to have a name that rhymes with Rick Marshall. Yeah, Nick Marshall. I doubt Nick Marshall plays a lot. I think we were talking about this earlier. Jeremy Johns could very well end up being the spring game MVP because he'll be out there so much. And heck, you probably will see Tucker Tuberville out there as well at some point playing quarterback. But interesting to watch, I think, just the rotation, but who they put out there first on defense, how those guys look together.
So last year they did go ones
right.
and twos,
so
ones versus twos.
We'll see that. And they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, obviously, but there's still some key pieces there that'll be out there. Robinson Therese, Justin Garrett, we'll finally get to see out there, maybe work a little dime. So we'll see that. And I think with the passing game, as you mentioned, with Nick Marshall, they're obviously not going to be a pass rush. So,
right.
But how's his timing? I mean, we saw so often last year, it didn't matter if it was pass rush or not. He would just miss a guy every now and again. So if he sharpened that up a little bit, I think that's a good sign going forward.
But again, Cam Newton was 3 of 8 or something like that when he went through spring. So how much can you take away from it? I mean, we'll be watching for stuff. It'll be interesting to see if guys look improved, if they do stuff. But how much can we take away from one scrimmage? I don't know. And here's the thing. I would like to lie to you and tell you that it's going to mean everything, but that would be kind of a little bit irresponsible with the coverage.
Well, this is the play-in game for the college football playoff. I don't think anybody's known that yet. No, but yeah, you're exactly right. Game is nationally televised. pretty much like everything now if you're an SEC program on ESPN starting at 2 o'clock. Kickoff is actually at 2:03 p.m., so set your timers. Friday is kind of a big day. Bo Jackson's been around campus all week. Bo Jackson will be participating in a Q&A session with fans here on campus, so that'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. The SEC Network will be here. They're kind of giving a sneak preview at the network, and also their documentary that they're putting together about Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley, and Frank Thomas. They're in their years here. That'll be interesting to see. We'll get a sneak peek of that. And then Saturday's a big day. We'll be having a lot of stuff, not just with A-Day stuff. We'll be talking to some guys heading to the NFL as well. That'll be on campus, and be a lot of stuff. Joel and I will be very busy, literally running from place to place.
Yep. Well, maybe not literally running.
No, I'm going to be running. And by running, I mean speed walking. Yeah. That's it.
We'll see you on Saturday.
Things at AL.com.